some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to Boise, Idaho, and Albertson Stadium, home of the Boise State Broncos. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats, taking on a team from the Mountain West, the Boise State Broncos. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Bearcats will kick it away to start us off. Bringing it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So Boise State's offense will have first crack at this one. It's not often we focus on a matchup quite like this, but David, we have a couple of premier tight ends in this game.
And we've seen it recently, right? Ty Warren last year, Brock Bowers the year before. Like, you can build an offense around an elite tight end, and both of these schools do it. The speed, the playmaking ability, the versatility. Palmer, I bet you wish you had a guy like this you could throw to.
You're right, David. I played with a lot of NFL guys at tight end, but none of them were as dynamic as these two right here. And you're going to see them get the ball in a variety of ways. We're seeing offense change in college football, and one of the biggest reasons is the versatility now at the tight end position, and these are two of the best in the entire country.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. They'll line up for a second down play. They'll go right back to him. Found just enough running room. He picks up 4 to the 15. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Back to pass, it's Madsen. Snagged out of the air. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in third and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sidelines.
Quick completion on the out route. Defense there to get him out of bounds as he gets it down to the 48.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Got his man downfield. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. It was quite a start for Spencer Danielson in his first full season as head coach at Boise State. 12 wins and a trip to the college football playoff.
And you could see him growing as a coach, and man, the players loved him. Obviously, Ashton Jeanty is gone from that dynamite team, but a lot of pieces back in place. I feel like this is a team.
Wide open spaces. He's stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of this big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Give to the running back. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line.
On defense, when they line up with numbers and they line up on your side, you're like, you're ready, it's coming right here. And then all of a sudden they mix in counters and they pull 1 or 2 guys and go back the other direction. That's a really good job by the offense keeping the defense on their heels.
Fires into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos! Fit it in the window for the score. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So Cincinnati's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on. They punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
That's the end of the quarter, and Boise State has the lead. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Back to throw, it's Sorsby. A strike downfield. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
And I love the quarterback's accuracy here. Hit him in stride, man. Hit him where he can catch the football and continue to run and do more damage after the catch like he did right there.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He'll keep it himself. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Pryor.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Second down coming up.
The Bearcats with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. Fires to the big fella. He gets it across the 40 and out of bounds at the 38.
About the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
And the Bearcats have it with a 1st and 10. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. They're lining up on 1st and 10 from the 38. Wide receiver comes in motion. The give to the single back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Brings up
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Sorsby. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Walker. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
This Boise State crowd bringing the noise. It's deafening here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Spits it out to the back. That's caught. It's Walker. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Got some of the work done on 1st. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. They go to the ground. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. The holder will kneel down at the 29, making it a 39-yard attempt. Splits the uprights. Good. That'll bring him to within 4.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you got to stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the 1st half. Leaves it with the back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. To the air, it's Madsen. Quick strike complete. They make the stop, and that is the end of the 1st half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, this matchup on that Smurf turf, sign me up for another half in Boise. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Albertson Stadium.
And the Broncos will kick it off to start the 2nd half. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Caldwell. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Excellent throw by the quarterback. Found the window between the zones and then delivered the ball on time.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. He'll do it himself on the draw. And it looks as if he'll pick up maybe a couple.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking for a man. It's Sorsby. They've got the screen set up. Sweet cut there. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. Why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
Looking for space. It's Walker. Turning on the Jets. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Allen. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
Well, it looks to me like the offense made some adjustments at halftime. Only 3 points in the first half. But here we go in the first drive of this third quarter. And this quarterback looks locked in. Really nice throw there to pick up the first down.
This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move. It's 1st and 10. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. We've reached the end of the period. Boise State has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Looking for a man, it's Sorsby. Touchdown Bearcats! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth.
And some of these guys make it look so easy, but these are tight windows down here, man. There's not a lot of space on the field, and he drops back, knows exactly where he's going with the football, throws it in there, makes the play, and more importantly, now his team is in the lead in the fourth quarter.
If he makes this one, the lead will be 3, and at least a field goal won't beat you. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal.
That makes the score Cincinnati 10, Boise
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Rides the back and leaves it. Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. Scanning the field, it's Madsen. On target. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
The Broncos will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. Couldn't find a lane, a pickup of 1 to the 31. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. With the catch, it's Anderson. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there. He would love to have picked up the 1st down there, but saving the timeouts, saving the clock, much more important right now.
And that could save the game, because now I can work the middle of the field still. Now I can still take those shots deep. When I get without timeouts and those start to dwindle, I get very predictable. So great job getting out of bounds.
Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. Now from the 48-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Quick release on the RPO. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field, but you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the underneath stuff and go to your 2nd and 3rd read some, but we've got to stay aggressive.
Now on 2nd down. Gonna look downfield again. Caught in the backfield, it's Sherrod.
Well, bad news, he didn't get the 1st down there. The good news, though, he got out of bounds, stopped the clock. They still have 1 timeout, so there's a lot of time still in this 2-minute situation to march down the field and get a score.
Hoping to help their kicker out with a few yards on 3rd down, because from here, it would be a 58-yarder. Active hands from the defense forcing that incomplete pass.
Well, this defense has had the QB's number all game long. One of the reasons why is because this cornerback, when he's on an island, he's winning the 50-50 balls, and he's not letting anything get thrown over his head downfield. Great job in coverage, disguising what he's doing and knocking balls away.
Looking for a push on 4th down. He stopped short, and they'll turn it over. What a huge stand by this defense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Allen. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Bearcats enter the final minute trying to drain the clock. The play action fake. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
It's caught downfield. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here.
This is so interesting right now, watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.